great day, everyone. So excited to see you here at this week's edition of Supporting Speakers Live. I'm Terilee Harrison, and as you all know, I am excited about supporting speakers everywhere. I'm joined by my friend, my networking partner, Tommy Summers. Tommy, the man with the plan, Summers. Hey, Tommy, it's great to have you here today.
Hey, Terilee, it's so good to see you. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing better now. I've had a great day, but I'm doing better now. I'm excited to talk to you about this topic because, I feature a lot of business owners, Tommy, and share ways that they can support speakers and there's all kinds of things, but there's nothing like what you're going to share. And people may think it's important, they may not realize how important it is, but I know that after today, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I need some of that. And I want people to know that you're the guy I recommend.
Awesome. Well, that's so nice of you, and I truly, truly appreciate that.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I want to introduce you to Tommy. Tommy's one of the most high energy guys on screen that you will all ever see. And so maybe that's going to come out today. It can come out today, Tommy. That's fine. Okay, just so you know. But let me tell you a little bit more about Tommy, everybody. So he's been married 25 years to his beautiful wife, Wendy, and they have 4 children. And the youngest is 15, and she loves to dance. He started Logo Zone Promotions in August of 2012 after 25 years in corporate America in the printing industry. He loves helping others look good, and their 3 main core values are integrity, honesty, and trust. Tommy's the board member of his local Chamber of Commerce. He's president of a 40-plus person networking group locally in his area, which is in Maryland, everybody. And he's also a preferred vendor for an organization based out of Colorado. His goal is to make sure his clients look good, feel good, and want to tell others about them. So that is awesome, Tommy, and I'm just really delighted you're here.
Awesome. Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and yes, I'm very passionate about what I do. When I graduated from high school, I had the mentality of this is enough schooling for me. I don't want to do any, I'm not going to college. I was kind of rebellious, and I'm just going to go in the work world. And 3 years later, scrambling around 2021, a couple of my friends were in printing, and I was just jumping around, didn't know what to do. And next thing you know, I said, you know what, let me go try printing. They seem to be having a lot of fun with it. And 35 years later, here I am. But I just loved it from day one. I started mixing ink, cutting paper. So I got the basics of, printing and all, and got into running presses and ran into the press room and then into the bindery. And back then we had plates, so into the plate room. And now everything's going digital, electronic, although we still do print things. And then into customer service and then into sales. And when I got into sales, it was a human connection with me and others that I just really wanted to help others. And my hands were kind of tied, being in corporate America. So I figured, let me start my own company. I can do this a better way, and I can help a lot more people with my honesty and integrity. And so that's what I did. And I love what I do. I don't consider this a job at all. I don't work a day in my life. I wake up and provide others. And my goal is to have others talking about me. So that can be a good way or a bad way, right? I want it to be a good way.
With you, it's mostly good. I think with you, it's mostly good.
That's what I try to make it. I try to make it that way. Was my whole point. So
there we go.
Yeah, I want people to. I'm kind of organic. I hated cold calling. I'm big on relationships and building that relationship and trust. And so then, I've been able to grow organically the last 3 years with God's grace of just networking and helping others, connecting other people, making it about them, and good things happen.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Tommy, as we dig further into our discussion here for speakers, I wanted just to ask you if you would start off and just share with us, like just in general, speakers or just business owners, period, why in the heck are promotional products important?
So promotional products are very important because 7 out of 10 people actually keep their promotional product, and you can actually make it 10 out of 10 with the right product. But the promotional product, whatever it is, whether it's what you're wearing, something you're giving away, something you're selling, you always want it to be something of quality and value so that the person buying it, getting it, taking it is never going to get rid of it because they like it so much. And that's where my expertise comes in. So I tell people, I don't sell a product. I educate you and give you the knowledge, and I ask questions because I need to find out what it is you're doing. What are you trying to do? And branding yourself is the most important thing. I walk around now, and I say this very humbly, people know me as the guy in orange. I branded myself this way over the course of time, and it didn't happen overnight. But if you do something consistently enough with the same colors and with quality, you brand yourself. So being a speaker, you want to be thought of when people, hey, I need a speaker. Who can I? If you have something that keeps you top of mind, they'll think of you when they think of when they need a speaker. Or if you want to give away a product, right? You don't want somebody taking it and then throwing it away. And I can tell you from being in this industry 35 years, Terilee, no one will throw it away in front of your face.
Yeah, right.
Take it from your table and they will throw it, but your money is going in the trash.
Yeah.
Not when you buy products or products from me. That's because I make sure it's a quality product by asking the questions. And so I'll leave it at this, and this is a huge tip for anyone out there buying any products. If someone's not asking you questions, they're just taking your money.
They're just taking your products. Okay, that's
they
really
are.
Good one.
They're selling you what they want to sell you.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, that's a good one. What I like about you is we met networking, and I know what a great networker and connector you are. And so we met online. I was even in Singapore, right? And so we would have never met, right? But we got to meet online and network online. So we know each other about 3 years, and we got to meet in person, which was very cool, in Denver in June. And so what stuck out to me is, because I haven't done that many events post-COVID. So we know that I used to have banners and all the things to be at events, and now I'm in different business and things have shifted. And I bet there's a whole lot of people with old messed up banners, and they need new ones now, Tommy. But at the event in Denver, what stuck out to me, so I'd like to, the next question is going to be is, what in general would speakers that are out in? And so like some things that I saw, and like it's behind you, is your banner, your tablecloth, and there's other things. So would you guide us through, like, really, if you're going to plan on being out speaking in person, what are some of the promo products that people need?
Yes. So if you're going to have a table, first and foremost, have your own table cover. Do not go and use the table cover that they're supplied by them. Have your table cover with your logo on it. You can do things like, so I do one, and I do a stair step. So I take my logo and I step it all over. I got it upside down, all over my table cover. But a lot of people take it. Anyway, you get the idea. A lot of people take it and they'll just put the logo right on the center. So as you walk up to the table, you see it. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. 6 foot or 8 foot. You can do a three-sided where your back is open, or a 4-sided where your back is closed if you don't want anybody to see or be able to easily go in there. I get them for literally, I have a huge discount for my banners and my table covers. So I literally tell people, I won't say the name, but you can check online as well. I think I have the lowest prices in the market, but it's a huge quality. It's a quality table cover. You also need a banner. Banner would come secondary. You need a table cover, but a banner shows what you do and you can promote your services. So, by the way, you see I got promotional items, trade show items, and goes down to say corporate apparel, sportswear. And then I have some pictures at the bottom showing what I do. These I do have the cheapest on the market. I sell these for $139. I'm willing to do a special for anyone on here that mentions they saw me on your Stream Live cast. Thank you. $119.
Nice.
No one in the market can touch that. I'll do $119. That includes your shipping to one location. Comes with a carrying case and all. So that's something I'll throw out there for this. So you need a banner, and then I have a tabletop banner. Yeah, you do these for about $55. So you just set this on your table, so it's a little about 11.5 by 17.5. Nice and so banners, table covers. And then if you want to give something away, do something that I like to say they're going to stick on their refrigerator or carry in their car or put with them. 2 things that work really well are magnet clips, chip clips. You can hear the tension on this. I can drop it. It won't break. It's not cheap, meaning it's not cheap, inexpensive. It's not really expensive. And they come in about 40 different colors. I've sold them to like 10 different clients. As you see, there's translucent, solid colors, but they can hold 25 to 30 plus sheets of paper. They'll hold 2 to 3 bags of chips closed. I've got them all over my refrigerator now with pictures and stuff hanging. Another one is magnets. People do magnets in the sports season, and they'll do like the schedules. Football's huge. Put your information at the top, but here's the key with magnets. You can do magnets in the shape. And I'll use a little story real quick. So this is my local pharmacist. I walked in here pre-COVID, and he had these magnets that looked like this. I'm not kidding you. They were like that. And I picked my head, and I have a good relationship. I'm like, hey, Mike, how am I supposed to put that on my refrigerator? And he says, I know, I hate those things. I said, well, where are you getting them from? Oh, I'm buying them online. Remember we talked about the asking questions part? He went online there, just sold them. Education. They sold him a 20 mil magnet. You don't want a 20 mil magnet, people. You want a 30 mil magnet. 30 mil magnet has the thickness so it won't bend. And now this has been on my refrigerator for 3+ years. There's no bend in it. It's perfect. He's reordered them several times. So it's those little tips to know, but magnets are huge. Another one is, believe it or not, little mini speakers. Bluetooth speakers are huge now. People take these, they're not going to throw this away. Your logo's on there, but they're always thinking about you. They got it next to their desk, their bed, stand, whatever. And then also USB ports and plug-in things. So like you plug in for a USB, or you can do a multiple one that goes in your phone, in your car, and into your wall.
Wow.
Again, they're not going to throw this away. No. So you want to do things. If you do a drinkware, you do a nice drinkware. So this is it's not a Yeti. It's about a third of the cost of Yeti. It'll keep your drink just as cold as long as you need it, 6+ hours, hot or cold. So $17 price point. If you want Yeti on it, we can get you those for $38, $40 price point. So it's those little things that you want to have something. Again, here's a USB port. You can do it in a shape. You can do different shapes of things. Maybe, you have something that people think of you when they see a certain thing or a certain item. You can make shapes into that. So they're always thinking of you. So little ideas like that. And that's where I get back to the whole asking questions. It wouldn't be right for me to go, this is what you need. So I need to know what are you doing? What are you trying to accomplish? How long do you want them to have it? And things like another really good thing is a car coaster. People driving their car all the time. You put those little coasters inside that take the condensation and keep trying. I have 2 in my car right now. So it's those little things that people will always keep and not throw away, and you'll be top of mind.
Very nice. I love it. I love it.
That answered your question.
It's perfect. Can we talk about clothing? Because
yes.
I see clothing, number one, you're a great example of branding yourself. Sometimes we might want to have certain clothing that's our look, the things that we wear, the things how people recognize us. But sometimes we might want to give away great clothing. So can you educate us a bit on clothing?
I will. Thank you for asking that. So some of the biggest, 2 of the biggest things I hear in clothing when I hear someone they didn't like what they got is they didn't like the way it felt on them, or the screen printing or the embroidery wasn't right. Like my blue came out purple. These are the biggest things I hear. My color didn't come out right, and/or it didn't feel right on me. Well, I take care of that up front before we even go to a job. I very rarely, I won't say never because there are extenuating circumstances, but I try not to sell an apparel job without you touching, feeling, and having that piece of apparel beforehand. Obviously, if there's a turnaround time, I don't have time to do that. Before you ask how do I do that from Maryland, I ship it to you. I've shipped it to Florida before. I've shipped apparel to Las Vegas. I've shipped to Texas. Do I get all the orders? No. But it's part of doing business that I want to make sure you're getting what you want. So a good example is I do some screen printing for a local remodeling company. And they wanted to do a white shirt. They wanted to do a yellow shirt. They wanted to do a gray shirt. And they wanted to do a black shirt. Now, what you don't know is you can't use the same colors on a black that you can on the lighter colors. Some that you have to or use a different color, like the red might have to be white, or the black is the black in the shirt. So these are all things we need to know in advance. And again, we put samples in their hands. So if you need different colors, we have to maybe look at different lines. When it comes to embroidery, I'm big on embroidery. I'm huge on quality. It has to be a nice embroidered, not all bunched up. You might see embroidery bunched up sometimes. That's because the embroidery machine is not being calibrated to the piece of equipment it's doing. A shirt, a hat. Here's like a bucket hat. This is a bucket hat I did for some workers outside with the flap on the back. So this hat has a different thickness than a shirt does. Well, then I also do sweatshirts. And when you do, a sweatshirt, that's thicker than a shirt. So you can't keep the same tension of the embroidery. That's why when you see embroidery that's off like that, it's just sloppy work. I don't go for that. My vendors know I'm held at a very high standard. I do a lot of dental jackets with embroidery on the side. And so it's about quality product and a quality embroidery or screen printing. And so there's ways so when you print blues, they don't look purple.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few colors out there. If you aren't in the industry and don't have the background, you'll print things like that and not realize why does it look different on this substrate. And those are some of the reasons why. So I do as much homework and asking questions up front that I can to alleviate all of those back end concerns. And then it just becomes a matter of making sure I embroider or screen print correctly, because you've kind of picked the apparel yourself. I didn't say, hey, here's what you want.
Right.
So, and you know, one more thing on that is a lot of the people, and this is why I set myself up the way I do. I don't want to tell you what you want. I don't want to say, these are the shirts you choose from, like some of the sites do. I want to say, what do you want to try blend 100% cotton, 100% poly? Do you need a moisture wicking? Do you short sleeve, long sleeve? Do you need matching colors? Do you need a hat with it? You know, all these questions that a lot of people aren't asking to make it better for you, you know? And a lot of people also don't know when you do embroidery, Terilee, all the pieces count towards one. A lot of people have a conception, oh, I'm doing 6 polos. I only got 2 baseball hats, and that's okay. I teach you how to let's do your baseball hats, your winter beanies, your sweatshirt, your any jacket, any polos. Do them all together, and it all counts as towards that one piece. It's not 6, 6, 2. It's a total, you know. So there's little cost savings in it that way as well. So it's all about the client. It's all about the customer, making them happy. I want them to come back and talk about me.
That's awesome. So I'm going to ask you, throw out a Terilee question. Do you do anything with rhinestones?
I do. It's called bling printing.
Oh, bling printing. I love bling printing. Yeah.
Yes. I do that as well.
Okay.
Yes. There's so many ways of printing. Heat transfer, direct to garment, direct to film, that a lot of people they just aren't educated about it. They don't know because there's so many and they don't need to be. That's what I'm here for. That's what the experts are here to help you to determine what the best way to go about getting your product in hand.
Awesome. So you shared with us things like the speakers and the USB ports. Is there anything else that just as for ideas to make us think, any other products that might be good for speakers before we head out today?
Tote bags or any type of bag is good because people like to carry around bags. And again, without showing you all, I love to say this. When people say, I want a bag, I'm like, okay, what kind of bag? And as you can see, this is filled with bags.
Right.
From your dental office bags to your 50 pounds of grocery tote bags, canvas totes. So any type of bag, see-through backpacks, see-through bags are becoming big now, and fanny packs because of all the security things. So the see-through, I've gotten a couple orders, and I had never gotten a see-through backpack or fanny pack order, previously pre-COVID.
I'm just kidding, but I see why people want it.
Yeah, so I would say the main things are your table cover, banners, and then from there kind of expand out to what audience are you speaking to? Are you speaking
You didn't say pens. You didn't say pens.
You're right, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Pens, I say to people, if you're going to do a pen, and I'll show you mine, do one with a stylus on one end or another. People will keep the pen or look for antimicrobial. It's a way it doesn't transfer bacteria, germs, and other viruses that can be passed among things. It's a built-in additive to the pens for the lifetime. But the biggest thing I hear is when they take my pens, I love the feel, the weight of it, and the stylus. Like I don't throw your pen away because I can also use it.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot more people, even not using me, just pens in general, a lot are going that way. You can save some money doing a 35-cent pen, but I'm telling you right now, nobody's using it after they leave your event or anywhere else. It's going right in the trash or somewhere where, they're not throwing a nice pen in the trash. You don't have to spend $3 on a pen. You can get these for like $1 something.
Yeah.
Or around $1, $1.25. I'm not sure, but it's something that no one's going to throw away. I actually have a person who brought my pen to conference in Colorado where me and you met for the first time. And she literally says, I still have your pen, but I got to come back and get another one because I know eventually this is going to run out and I need another one. I love this pen. A year later.
That's awesome.
A year later. So these are the things you have to do to keep yourself top of mind, no matter what industry you're in. You want something that those people are going to hold on and keep because of the quality of it. And then they always think of you when they see it or when they have that need of what your services are, in this case being a speaker.
That is amazing. Well, I am here to edify Tommy to y'all, and I can guarantee you, as I need more and more things as a speaker, that he's going to be the guy that I come to with my questions. I love it that everything's based on question. And I want to encourage you all to do the same. This is how you find Tommy at Logo Zone Promotions. That's right. Yes. And I know there's a way to connect with him on there. He would love to network with you, meet you, answer your questions, and I plan on Tommy being my promotional products person for life. So that's how much I think of him as a human and as a friend. And so I'm just really delighted to have you in my life, Tommy. And thank you for discussing this with us today, because I really believe more and more speakers are going to be, if they haven't gotten their new stuff after COVID, they're going to be needing it soon. So I see a big rush in your business coming up in the next 6 months or so.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I feel the same about you. I feel God has put you in my life for a reason. And I just feel blessed that I was able to meet you, and every day that we get to spend together is a blessing. And I'd love to leave with my motto.
Would
I
you
think it
please?
speaks volumes on how I feel. I've put this on my website. I actually did a koozie and put it on the back of the koozie. And my motto is simply, I can put some time back in your day and take some of that stress away. Because when you only try to pay on price, eventually you will pay twice. So call me, TMWTP. That's Tommy, the man with the plan summers, and get it right the first time. Thank you so much, Terilee. It's been such a pleasure, and God bless you.
Very pleasure. Thanks so much, Tommy. Thank you to my speaker friends. And again, this is how you reach out to Tommy, everyone. If you have not joined our free group yet, I do invite you to come to Supporting Speakers Everywhere. We would be excited to have you be part of our community, and where we're all about just reaching out to people and sharing our positive messages with the world. So thank you, Tommy, and thank you, speakers. We'll see you again next time at Supporting Speakers Live.
Yes, thank